Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Note Closer Show. Very special one, live from the Quest Vault here at the Quest Trust Company in Austin, Texas. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Scott.
Y'all doing all right today?
Yeah, we are.
We've got a couple guests in the audience here, too, so we expect questions from all three of y'all, all right? Out there. But hopefully everybody's doing well. It's the first Monday of the month, and it's always Money Mondays. And we're honored again in 2017 to have Quest, or 2019. Did I just say 2017?
You went back.
I went back in time there. No, in 2019. Exactly. To have Quest Trust as a sponsor of the Note Closer Show podcast. Great year. Some great numbers throughout the year. We love partnering with you guys and really helping promote you because you guys do such a great job out there as well. So last time we talked in November, right?
We actually, in December, we went over the end of the year.
That's correct.
Updates, all the deadlines that were at the end of the year. We discussed all that.
Exactly. And then also the new name change. We talked about that in November.
Yeah.
Getting all the signs up now. Signs on the front patio
we just got
out
our
there.
last sign up this Friday, so.
Making it super official.
Super official is right. So we've got people already saying hi out there. Hey, Dan Hanford, joined from South Carolina online there. Good morning to you as well, bud. So I thought we talked today's episode a little bit about some of the new things going on for the new year, because everybody always has goals, right? Hey, I want to, spend less, or I want to save more towards my retirement account. So I want to get out of my JOB later on. And you were talking, you've opened up a lot of new accounts, people transferring a lot of money over, right?
Right. Yeah, no, it's really fun to see the fluctuation between, I'd say, late November all the way till about mid-February of everybody trying to finish everything for the end of the year, open accounts to make sure they have the the option to make contributions for 2018, get 2019 started right before taxes and everything. So that's a lot of fun. I know that Ingrid and I were discussing how the year end works, especially related more towards Scott Carson clients, the new and seasoned note closers. It's fun going through all the numbers for the year.
Yeah, it's always a great thing when you see numbers going up. And it's a kind of a catch-22 for you guys, though, right?
Right.
Because Quincy and Nathan are always wanting you to open more accounts than you did last year.
Right, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
We increased that goal for ourselves, but it's been good so far.
It's good so far with the opening of this branch and also the Dallas location as well, too.
Yeah, we just did some expansions. So Houston is our corporate office. We have about 100 employees there, but we had some satellite offices in Dallas and Austin, which we just recently expanded. Where we expanded our Dallas office as well too, to get more people to go there. Classroom is the same, so it's about the same size as here. You fit about 100 people in there. We do weekly classes, monthly events, but we also are getting some other employees out there. And here in Austin as well this year, we're going to be growing it. Right now we have 5 people working here. So we're planning on bringing more transactions people to actually better serve our clients here in the area as well. So fully operational.
Fully operational. You've had people coming in and out in the morning for appointments and dropping off paperwork and stuff like that. As always, you still do stuff online. I know I sent in documents on Sunday for a note deal with a student of mine who's getting some things funded on stuff like that, and that's being done through the private placements and the staff out of Houston. But you guys still work very cohesively together. If something's going on in Dallas or Houston or Austin, the phones ring no matter what and get answered.
Simultaneously, no matter what, we will still provide world famous customer service, no matter whether you're here live, you're on the phone, all through the email. It's strictly a policy that we all try to stay on top of, providing customer service better than anybody else in the industry.
Exactly. So actually, you've been on here multiple times.
Yeah.
We didn't officially introduce Keaton, though. This is your first time on the show, though, right?
Yes. First time on the show. My name is Keaton Munster, one of the certified IRA specialists for Quest Trust, specifically located here in Austin with Ingrid. You guys are probably familiar with if you've been on before, but anything you would need in the Austin area or, period, you call in. Again, I'm one of the certified IRA specialists. So really excited for the first time. I'm looking forward to a lot more business and podcasts with Scott here in Austin. So it's going to be fun. And
like he said, certified IRA specialist. He actually just took the CISP exam.
Yay, we got applause.
I am in charge of the sound machine here. So
that's a laugh.
Yes. Everybody laugh when you get my certification.
Hang on. There we go. Hang on. There we go. Applause. There you go. There we go. Yay.
So we try to keep our staff highly trained here at Quest, Quincy and Nathan. president and founder, they try to like make sure that they don't just get some employees funding your transactions, that these employees are highly educated as well. So after 2 years of working at the company, you actually get to go and take the certification, the exam, which is a week-long training course, and then you take the exam at the end to become a certified IRA services professional.
So how many CISPs do you guys have on staff now?
We have over 20 now.
Wow.
Yeah. We have over 20, and then we always have every year we send different people that become qualified to take it. So, yeah, we have a very high pass rate too for
That's good.
employees because we hold them up to that.
That's good. That's good. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the goals for the year. What's going on? Good morning.
Hello.
So what are for you guys here? What's some of the biggest goals for the Austin office for 2019?
For the Austin office, I would just say continue growing our lunch and learns, because in Houston, we have all that. We've had our office there for years. So a lot of our clients are familiar with us having an office and holding those weekly classes and everything there. So that's what we're trying to do here in Austin and recreate that as well. So we have lunch and learns every Thursday from 12 to 1, some monthly mixes. So we're wanting to get our clients more familiar with them being able to come into the office here to get everything taken care of and coming to get more education on IRAs and also network with other investors, because that's key.
That's totally key.
So.
And so how often do you have the lunch and learns?
We do our lunch and learns. They're every Thursday from noon to about 1. I mean, the time kind of varies, obviously, because it is lunchtime and we like to talk and educate and network. So yeah, every Thursday from noon to 1 here live in our Quest Austin office classroom. It's free to attend whether you're a client or not. If you can't make it live in person to come and actually network and talk with us, here face to face, you can join live via Zoom, which you can find on questtrust.com on the events tab, or you can join live through Facebook. So if you follow us on Facebook, you probably already get a notification that says Quest Trust has gone live, or simply go to our Facebook page and click like, and then you'll be able to follow us and know when we're going live for our events. You are also been talking about doing a Quest Trust podcast. Is this correct? Yes. I really want to bring something new to the table, something different than what we normally do. Something along the lines of maybe a weekly episode of some specific topics that we're going to cover. Even so far as see what the listeners would like to hear. Some new aspects, new ways that you like to invest in 2019. Understanding the real options that you have inside a retirement account outside the public market, so et cetera. But things going on and on and on. But we're gonna get that started here pretty soon. And the different case studies and things like that too. Right. Exactly. Good stuff. So Ingrid, you guys have a very busy schedule.
We do.
For January, for everything going on. You got a big event coming up though, right?
We do, yeah. In 2 weeks, we have our second annual online boot camp. It's going to be January 18, 19, and 20th. Last year, we did it for the first time, and we did 2 days. Our clients wanted more education. So you don't have to be a client, but it's really great education. We have Scott Carson, who's going to be sharing some of his knowledge on note investing for the online boot camp. We have a lot of different speakers, and I'll let you actually talk about that because you're going to be moderating and be more hands-on with the speakers.
So we're going to do it, like she said, for 3 days. The Friday, the 18th, Saturday, the 19th, and Sunday, the 20th. It's going to be broken up into anywhere from about, I think it's 8 to 10 speakers per day. It really varies. Again, you can get a lot of this stuff on questtrust.com to be able to see the speakers, but for the most part, is it called the Masters of Tax Avoidance? Right, the MTA. Right. The MTA, Masters of Tax Avoidance. And this is the second year we're actually doing this because of how well it did last year. But basically, it's a boot camp. If you're familiar with our boot camps in the past, it's the same thing, but we've compiled it into an online type of event. So, everybody can do it from the comfort of their own home, their office. You're not, stuck going to a live event. But Monday or Friday, I'm actually going to be the presenter for the first half of the day, but we have an IRA specialist that's going to be a presenter as well as moderators, IRA specialists moderating at the same time for each speaker. But we'll have people like, Eddie Gant, David Phelps, Scott himself will be on Sunday at 1:00. Jeff Watson, John Heyer, Shanoa Grove, tons of names, tons of experts from across the nation. There's going to be lunch breaks in between. There's going to be moderators. Like I said, they're going to be answer questions while speakers are going on. So, just shoot a quick question. Some will answer live, some will answer, afterwards, but really, really great and powerful event to be able to access all of these experts in one area. Yeah, I'm just looking at the schedule here that you've got. Is this online? The schedule's already online?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we have the schedule live already on the website, so you are able to look at that. So we have the breakdowns. It's going to be 30-minute presentations for each. The speakers are also going to be prepared to answer any questions. So how we did it last year is we have the moderators there. So if you have any questions, type them in. You're going to have a chat feature on there, and you'll be able to get answers right away. And then you'll also get a recording of that as well.
Right, yeah. That's really big, too, because I know a lot of people really, really look forward to this last year, and then something came up. I mean, life happens. Everybody's got schedule changes on a daily basis. So for some reason you bought a ticket and it just happens to like not work out. Don't fret too much because we're going to have a recording for everybody that bought tickets that you can be able to, get access to afterwards. So
Is that included in the ticket price?
Included, yeah.
included in the ticket price.
Very nice.
Right.
Very nice. Any discounts on that?
We do. So we currently have a 30% off for that. So 30% off for the online boot camp. And the promo code, let's see, we're just going to make a different one for this. So
Okay.
We're going to make it Money Mondays. So we'll make that promo code here after the podcast is done, so we're able to track it. But yeah, you'll be able to get 30% off with Money Mondays.
Nice. All right. We'll put that in there for everybody to see there. Use the code Money Mondays to get 30% off the Quest Stress Boot Camp, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So very busy lineup here. I mean, literally, guys, they've got Keaton, Eddie Gant, David Phelps, Brad Sumrock, Mitch Stevens, Jeff Watson, Quincy Long, Tom Berry, Walter Wolford, Nate Hare, John Heyer, Eddie Speed, Chris Prefontaine, Shanoa Grove, Aaron Young, Faquan Bilal, Kristen Gerst, David Granzella, Brant Phillips, Bob Zachmar, Jason Bible, Glenn Stromberg, this cat, Scott Carson, Jim Ingersoll, Arnie Abramson, and then you're wrapping it up out there as well, too.
You see how he skipped over Scott Carson, but we have that highlighted over here.
Whatever. Least important person, I'll be in the Bahamas then for it.
So for those of you who actually get to watch one of these speakers of the online boot camp, we also are having our expo, our second annual expo that's going to take place in Houston. So a lot of these speakers, attorneys, investors that are going to be at the online boot camp will also be present at the expo. So you'll be able to meet them there as well. So we have some other opportunities there for some masterminds and things like that. So that's definitely something you should be on the lookout for as well if you want some more education, get some more of the networking. And that's going to be in August in Houston.
That's awesome. That's a big event. I'm excited. Second year you guys have done it. It was such a big success. You are taking a few breaks between speakers this time around, I take it, right?
Yes. Yeah, we got breaks scheduled.
We got to give a little break for lunch there and like.
Because I remember it was like boom, 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 boom. Like get on.
That's what we did in 3 days. So
yeah, exactly. Good stuff there. So one of the big things too, for those that are watching out there live here on Facebook or on YouTube, and those that are listening are going to watch the replays on there. Everybody's got goals for the new year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Big goals for the new year. And usually one of the big things is what? I want to lose weight. No,
yeah, that's always it. Right?
I want to lose weight.
That gym is
crowded. Yeah, exactly. It's crowded till February 1st, until the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you also have the big thing about I want to save more towards retirement, right?
Yeah.
I want to leave my job
right
as
and
fast
actually,
as possible.
Key, I would say for that, it's not just saving for retirement; it's investing for retirement because that's how you're really going to grow your wealth.
Right.
So even if you, let's say, don't have anything for your retirement yet, it's not too late to start because actually you can still make contributions and open an IRA for 2018. So even if you didn't get that set up by December, you actually have until tax filing deadline, which is April 15th, to be able to open a cover dough. Maybe you have any kids that are going to school, elementary school, you can pay for anything from their elementary all the way to higher education, their books, tutoring, all that you can pay for tax-free with a cover dough account. And you have until tax filing deadline of this year to be able to open and contribute for last year. And you can double up by making a 2019 contribution as well. Or if you have any health expenses,
hang on a second. How much are for ESA? How much can they do?
$2,000 per child per year. So right now you can put $4,000 if you do the 2018 and 2019.
That's right. So they basically have till April 15th. So I'm going to just post it in there. So they for ESAs, $2,000 per kid per year.
Yes, correct.
So if you got 5 kids, you can put 10 grand away for 1 year or 20 grand away for
2 years.
For 2 years for both kids. Now, are those transferable? If one kid doesn't use it, can they eventually transfer to another one?
You can actually. So you have to use that account. So they have until the age 30 to be able to use those funds. If they still have funds in that account, or let's say if it's even before that and they don't need those funds anymore, you can transfer it to a younger sibling or even a cousin.
Even a cousin.
That, yeah.
Okay.
As long as they just obviously want to keep in mind that they're the designated beneficiary they would transfer it to is going to be able to obviously take advantage of the accounts. One thing to just keep in mind. I mean, because sometimes you think, oh, I'm 30, I'm going to pass it down to my cousin who's in college. If they're already halfway through, you might want to think about the younger cousin or sibling or somebody else that's not even at 18 yet.
Maybe you have kids by that point. So
right, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good.
And then the other one I was going to talk about is these are the 2 special accounts that a lot of people don't know that you can self-direct, but it's going to be the health savings account. So you can still contribute to that until the same tax filing deadline as well. So for those who have the self plan for singles, you're going to be able to contribute $34.50 for 2018 still, and it's $6,900 for family plan. And you're also able to make that 2019 contribution, which also increased for 2019. So they increased the family one for $100. So now you're able to contribute $7,000. Sorry.
Okay.
So 69, so 7,000, and then 3,500 for the single.
Oh, so
So
bumped
those
it up a little
contributions
bit.
went up. Yeah. So those contributions went up for 2019. So you can pay for anything from like eyeglasses, going to the dentist, acupuncture. If you need to get a massage, physical therapy, all those things could be included in the health savings.
Massages.
Mhm.
Very good.
Yeah.
Therapy.
The holistic medicine.
Yeah, all tax free.
We're not talking about the green medicine.
No, not that one. They specifically say that you cannot use that. So.
Not even if you got a medicine card in
Medical
California.
marijuana is not-
That would be funny.
Yeah, on contributions, just to touch on the main accounts everybody's used to, the traditional and the Roth IRAs. For the first time in the last 5 or 6 years, the contribution limit has gone up. So normally in the past, 5 or 6 years, it's been $5,500 if you are 50 or younger with $1,000 catch up over the age of 50. But now they bumped it up $500. So everybody, 50 or younger, you can actually contribute $6,000 to a traditional or Roth IRA in 2019. And then if you're over the age of 50, you get that $1,000 catch up, which would give you, $7,000.
Wow. Over 50?
Over 50, yes, sir.
Oh.
Keep that in mind when you're making your
So that
contributions.
hasn't changed for a while, like Keaton said,
Right.
and this is like one of the first years to do that increase.
Right.
Contribution.
But it's still nice, 6,000, because you'd still put away, 5,500 towards 2018.
Right.
Mhm.
And then 6,000 for this year. So 11,500
Right.
if you want to get started.
Yeah, if you don't have an account established, you've been thinking about something like a self-directed account to filter into your private investments, alternative investments, real estate. That's a big chunk of money that you can get filter into an account within a 2 or 3 month period to fund your first investment.
So let's talk about this, because if we're talking right now, it's today's the 7th of January,
Right.
and tax filing day is April 15th. So we
Mhm.
technically have 4 months and a week.
Right.
So to hit last year's numbers, you'd have to put away roughly $1,200 a month.
Right.
To get it.
Right.
Right. And then if you got 6,000 for next year, then you could put away $800 a month at that point.
Perfect.
To hit your contribution. Well, you'd have until April 15th of next year.
Yes.
So you have a true, so 500 then a month then.
Right. Cool. I mean, and even think about it so much as the fact that you have 16 months when it comes to your tax filing status. I mean, if you waited until April or tax filing deadline of the year following the exact year, you make a contribution January 1, within the first week, that contribution is going to last until, April, but you can still make the next year contribution come January 1. So even though you might not have filed your return, you can still make a contribution for that exact year as well as your previous year.
Yeah, and just keep in mind, when making a contribution for a previous year, you have to tell your custodian that you want it deposited for that previous year. Otherwise, it's going to get applied to the current year you're making that contribution.
And there's a way to do that with just a phone call or email.
It's whenever
Yeah.
you're sending in, let's say if you are sending in a check or something by the mail, just include a deposit coupon, or just include some memo on there on the check or the wire saying that it's going to be for the 2018 tax year.
Now,
That
could
was
they-
deposited correctly?
So could they deposit through the ACH through Quest Online as well and make a phone call, email to you guys to let you guys know that too, or no?
Not through that. We cannot take any contributions through the ACH.
Okay.
So that's going to be for any payments or anything like that, but not for contributions.
Okay, that's good to know though. That's good because the ACH is getting better every day.
Yes.
Steph's watching this. She's like, we end up breaking it all the time. Like we get an account name that's too long,
Oh yeah. Too many letters.
too many letters. Yeah, we're still chasing down a wire. But anyway, the ACH has been really, really helpful with being able to make things. And you guys can also fund very quickly out of the portal too now.
With those changes, yeah, that's something that we released with the transition from Quest IRA to Quest Trust Company that we did in November. So we revamped the client portal. We're still making new changes. Our systems department meets regularly to see what we can do to improve the way our systems are working. So we're able to process, but we're able to process investments directly to the client portal now. So you're able to submit all your documents through the client portal to get that transaction funded. You can have your borrowers, tenants make payments directly to your Quest account, directly through the website. So there's a lot of different things that we're rolling out with the client portal too. So
That's good stuff. So what other contributions for 2000? What are the numbers up? We talked about traditional and Roth IRAs, HSAs, and ESAs.
So those are the ones that you still have to contribute to for 2018. And then the simple IRA and the SEP IRA and the solo 401k also are plans that you're able to contribute. If you're self-employed, you're able to contribute to those accounts. They did go up as well. The SEP IRA, I believe it went up to $55,000.
Wow.
So it went up to 56.
56, sorry. It was 55 for
Right.
2018, 56 for 2019.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah, good amount. I mean, being self-employed is definitely a huge benefit if you understand the options and advantages you have of having a self-directed account. I mean, because you're your own employer. You don't have an employer that's going to be setting up a retirement account for you. So you're the employer establishing the account for your business. You get to make a contribution as the employer and potentially employee. Just depends on the account you have established, the rules you set in place. You get to choose the time frame, the employee limits, and everything else like that, which we definitely have the education and specializing to be able to help you choose the best account. We won't give you the best idea, but we'll give you all of the ideas that you can choose and make your best decision. So,
and you're also able with like one of these employer plans, you're able to deduct your contribution. So you're able to get some tax write-offs and some tax benefits now by making a contribution to those plans. And as you can see, it's a higher amount.
Sure.
So,
Right.
And then contributing deducts your income. So it's basically, it's taxed like a traditional
Right.
Roth IRA. It's
Yeah,
it's
essentially.
it's pre-tax.
Right.
So when you pull that money out later on, you'll be taxed on that money.
Right.
Correct.
The SEP and the simple IRAs both pretty much follow the same rules when it comes to taxation on your contributions and your distributions as a traditional IRA. So, I mean, like Scott was saying, you can deduct specific amounts from your tax return as the employer or the business tax return if it's for the plan, just like you would on traditional IRA if it's your own personal, contributions. Just like the traditional as well, you'll be taking distributions at some time. If you're familiar with the 70.5 rule with required minimum distributions, those also fall into effect in the SEP and the simple IRAs too.
Cool. Now, what's the 2019 amount for simple IRAs? Does that go up some?
It's 12.5. I think with the catch-up contribution is 3,000.
12.5 or 30,000?
12.5 or 3,000 with a catch-up over the age of 50.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you can make an extra $3,000 contribution if you're 50 or older.
Okay. That's awesome.
And then we also have a solo 401k specialist as well. So if you're self-employed, you don't have any employees and you want to set up one of those solo 401k plans, contact us. We have solo 401k specialists. I'll give you a consultation to determine whether that plan is the right one for you. So it goes over all the benefits and all the responsibilities that come with that plan.
Is that Rebecca Miller for the most
That
part?
is Rebecca Miller. I was about to give her name a shout out. You can tag her on.
That's what I'm doing right now. Put her in the quotes there.
Yeah, Rebecca Miller, she's our special accounts director, but she also has some of the highest knowledge when it comes to the self-employed types of accounts, specifically the solo 401k, as well as inherited style IRAs, like beneficial IRAs, in a traditional or Roth, whatever it may be. We're all very knowledgeable about it, but Rebecca is the special accounts director for a reason. She knows her stuff when it comes to that stuff.
I think every time I showed up at the old office here to bring wine down on Wednesday for you,
She was always on the phone.
she was
doing
always. And they're not short phone calls. Can we agree
They're
with that?
not. Yeah. So her 401k calls are normally 1 hour because she goes over everything that you need to be aware of. So with the solo 401k, it's a completely different vehicle. So you actually have to do all the bookkeeping and everything yourself. So Becca goes over all the responsibilities with that plan. And also there's some great benefits to it, but you want to make sure you qualify for that plan.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Everybody's very knowledgeable. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we pride ourselves in the education that we provide, but if having pride that stands behind that education isn't backed up by the actual knowledge of knowing what we're talking about, it'd be kind of pointless. So
Right. How many total events? I'm sure you guys may know this. How many total events did you guys do in 2018?
I haven't kept track of it, but on average, we do about 600 events that we either put together or attend, get invited to speak at.
That's a lot of cloning.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
And do you guys know what you've got on tap already for the year? You already counted those up or not?
So we're actually meeting. So in the next couple of weeks, we have our meeting where we go over everything for the year. So we'll be releasing all that.
That's good stuff. Now you've got, we talked about the Masters of Tax Avoidance. If anybody's got any questions out there, you guys have questions? Any questions? No? It's all right. They're good. Okay, good. You've got the MTA we talked about with the self-directed online boot camp, right? And then you've also got your $1 trillion investment mixer taking place here in Austin as well. When is that? Was that the third Tuesday?
Fourth
Tuesday.
Yeah, fourth Tuesday of every month. Again, here live in our office. It's free for anybody to attend. We just ask that you RSVP because there is free food and drinks that we provide. But that's not the caveat. The caveat is the fact that not only do we provide our education a lot of the times as the speakers or whatever the presentation is, but for instance, in January, we have Mitch Stevens coming in to go over the art of seller financing. So, I mean, if you're a seller finance strategy follower when it comes to your investments in your IRA or just period, it's definitely somebody you want to come check out. Mitch knows his stuff. He's going to be sharing a lot of his strategies and education over the hour. But I mean, along with Mitch, we have tons of other guest speakers coming for the year of 2019. First Tuesday of every month here in Austin. Fourth Tuesday.
It's all right. We got you. We got you.
Fourth Tuesday, 6:30 here in Austin.
And then you've also got Robert Orofino tomorrow night has the American Meetup Group meeting here too, doesn't he? I believe.
The apartment investor group?
Yes.
Oh, that's here tonight.
Oh, it's tonight.
That's
okay.
Tonight, yeah.
It's tonight. Okay.
So we rent out our classroom here. So we have a lot of people who will host our events here. So one of the ones tonight is the apartment investor group. So.
Is that open just to real estate investors or all types of investors?
So that's an event that we don't sponsor it, but they host it here. So I wouldn't necessarily be able to tell you. I think it's open to pretty much.
No, I'm saying for you guys,
for
your schedule here.
Oh, for us, I mean, it mainly focuses. I think it's the apartment investor mastery, so it's a lot of syndications and apartment style deals.
No, he's asking for our.
Yeah, I'm asking about you guys. So you have this amazing space. It's about 100 people because we were talking about this last week. You want to boost your events here,
right? Exactly.
And so, if somebody's interested, should they reach out to Ingrid or reach out to you, Keaton?
Yeah, reach out to both of us. I mean, I'd probably be a little bit more easy to access with Ingrid being one of our directors, handling a lot of stuff that goes on overall for the company. But yeah, Keaton.Munster at questtrust.com. Keaton is spelled with EA, KEATON. Munster like the cheese, MUNSTER at questtrust.com. But yeah, we have access to all those events that are be coming up. Again, they're on our website. But if you have any questions specifically about them, or you just need to ask a quick question, shoot me an email, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out.
So let's talk about a couple of things, because we hit on this a little bit earlier about how if I had to put $1,000 away or $800 away, there are some easy ways for people to set that stuff up where it happens automatically. Right. Is there a way for you? Is it we have the availability if somebody opens a new account and they put their $100 opening money into the account? Is there a way for it to automatically draft out of their account?
So you could set it directly through your bank to do something like bill pay if you wanted to. So that's what some people will do if they want to send those recurring monthly contributions to the account, or you can do it all in a lump sum. But yeah, some people will just go through the bank and just do it as a bill pay and just send that directly to their account.
Cool, because that's easy enough to do.
Yeah, we have the delivery instructions with the routing number and account number that you would provide your bank, so that way they can have that on file just to make it as easy as possible.
Mm-hmm. One of the questions I got from somebody this weekend, actually, we're talking, because they had a deal set up in Quest IRA for the benefit of their IRA. Do people need to worry about changing the title on their investments from last year before the name change?
So after the transition, every investment is going to have to read Quest Trust Company for the benefit of.
We're talking about new ones or past ones?
For new ones.
So,
and if it's any past ones, let's say if you had an asset and you're selling it off, you just have to put Quest Trust Company, formerly known as Quest IRA.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get. Do they need to go back in? So I'll give you an example. Somebody buys a piece of property. Mm-hmm. At the county appraisal district. It's labeled Quest IRA for the benefit of Scott Carson.
Right.
Do I need to go on and now create a deed to change it to Quest Trust?
If it's an active investment that you haven't already funded, then yes, it needs to be changed and made it. The investment needs to be made in the name of Quest Trust Company.
If it's already funded.
But if it's already funded,
that's what I'm saying.
Whenever we go to close it out, it'll be Quest Trust Company, formerly known as FKA. Quest IRA, FBO Scott Carson.
So that's got to be done in the closing document of that.
Right. Just
okay. Sure. I don't need to worry about changing my investment now.
Right.
It's just when I close it out.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a big thing because I know people are like, I heard I got to change it. I'm like, no, I don't think you need to change it yet.
If it's an active investment in your account held under the Quest IRA vesting, then we will keep it as such until you close it out.
So people making payments. Let's talk about that. People making payments on loans or joint venture agreements, or disbursements, people making does that need to be changed or should they go as Quest IRA?
It should be Quest Trust Company for the most part. We definitely updated clients. We send out mailers and emails, but in the case that you have a tenant that doesn't make payments, monthly, or you have dividends coming in from like an LLC investment, something like that, those aren't always going to be coming in frequently. So, you might not have them updated. If for some reason that we do get a payment that says Quest IRA for the benefit of, normally our accounting reps will definitely reach out to the client, let them know, hey, it has changed. We'll more than likely accept it the first time, but going forward, they're going to want to make sure it's changed. But sometimes, it depends on the situation. So
I just want to know. That's a question I wanted to know because that's Steph, hopefully you're watching.
Right.
That means we got to go and change up some wiring account information and things like that as we're making payments in.
Yeah, a quick phone call or email is the best way to get as fast a response as possible if you're just confused on something as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll get it taken care of for you.
So, question for you: Was 2018 a good year for new accounts with Quest as far as money coming in and things? Or can you share that? Or you guys hit new numbers? I know Nathan shares sometimes the numbers that goes under deposit or things like that.
So as far as the numbers, I mean, it's been a good year.
I
would say it's been a good year. It's always better than the last one. So
That's good.
We're steadily increasing, and the number of accounts that we're getting and the funds that our clients are moving into self-direct as well. So
Where do you see is it a mixture of stuff already says on here, already done, already made the changes on the account?
Nice.
She's on top of it, Scott.
She is. I'm pretty blessed. Blessed. What was I going to say? Where do you see? Are you seeing a lot of people doing a lot of rollovers, or is it new accounts, or is it a mixture of both?
I mean, I'd say it's a mixture of both of them. For the most part, I mean, we do get a lot more people establishing accounts because they're ready to make that step to change from, their old, publicly traded 401k or IRAs that have been losing money over the last quarter of 2018. But I mean, recently, over the last 2 quarters, we're getting people opening accounts, transferring funds, and funding investments.
And I think it may have something to do with the stock market, the way it's been.
I'm glad you brought that up there.
So, yeah.
People are like, hang on a second, we've got it. You want to hit it? You want to hit this one down here, right there?
Let's see.
That's the emotion of the phone calls I've had recently about people that are just upset about money they're losing and ready to get things set up. They've been thinking about it for forever, thinking about doing this, but they never acted on it.
Or a lot of them don't even know that you have that option available. They just heard it from a friend and they want to explore what some of their other options are because they're not very familiar with the stock market, right? But they may have a friend who is a real estate investor who is experienced in doing some private investments. It's an asset that you can drive by, touch, feel, or see, right? So it's a tangible asset, something that you don't have to worry about what the value is going to be in the morning and then that night. So it's kind of like a peace of mind.
Just
a lot of passive investors that are.
Yeah, passive is a really big word that we use in our vocabulary, not just here at Quest Trust, but I mean, period, in the real estate world. And just to use Scott as a quick example, but in all of 2018, he did pretty awesome when it comes to his normal business, his clients that are closing some awesome deals with notes, but also doing it inside their retirement accounts at Quest. Just on average, just to round the numbers up, I mean, Scott and his team had $3.5 million funds moved over and invested in notes through retirement accounts simply at Quest by themselves. That doesn't touch any of his numbers personally or anything else that he's got affiliated, but that's $3.5 million that have clients. I
think it's a little light, but that's all right. 3.5 is a good number.
Yeah, I mean, and it's something as simple as the like Ingrid was saying, it's a tangible investment. You can drive by, touch, see, and feel it. You know that your money is tied up in something that you have a recourse on. Your IRA owns an actual real property, as opposed to your brokerage account or your IRA or your 401k invested in a mutual fund or stocks or anything like that. Because we all know if your financial advisor or your broker calls you and says, hey, man, the market's dipped, I'll go ahead and mail you your stock certificate. That piece of paper is not going to be worth the ink that you signed it with. So, just keep that in mind on your diversification of your portfolios.
Now, do people have to be in Texas? This is because we get people all across the country and 75 different countries as well.
Oh, yeah. We have clients all over the nation. Clients invested overseas as well. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Clients from New York to California, so.
And everywhere in between.
Everywhere in between.
Yes,
everywhere in between. It's good stuff there. Good stuff. What questions are from the audience? Anybody out there is watching? What questions do you guys have for Quest Trust Company? Guys, Lisa's got a question.
The Coverdale, if you don't have any beneficiary that's below 30 years of age, can you roll it over the regular IRA?
So you'll take a distribution at that point. So the question was for the Coverdale, if you don't have any other beneficiaries that you can transfer that account to who are under the age of 30, what can you do at that point? So at that point, you'll take a distribution from the account if you don't have anybody else to transfer it to. And at that point, since it's not going to be for a qualified expense, you'll just pay taxes. So it'll just get added to your income for that year.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah,
So it's taxes.
Just taxes. Is there a way to convert that? Could you convert it to a Roth?
No.
That's
so
the one.
Unfortunately, you cannot move anything else into a Coverdale other than the Coverdale.
Okay. Cool. Now, is the backdoor IRA still available?
So it's not anymore, actually.
Really?
Oh, wait, the backdoor. The backdoor
Roth.
is.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about recharacterization.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. The backdoor still is. So a lot of people think that they can't have a Roth IRA because what do we hear a lot? I make too much money.
Right, exactly.
My CPA told me that I can't have a Roth IRA because I make $300,000 a year, let's say, just to give you an example. There's a way around that, so you can actually open a traditional IRA. You put your contribution in there. You don't get a deduction, right? Because you already make over the income limit for that deductibility. But you put the contribution into the traditional IRA, and then you immediately convert that over to the Roth. So it's already an after-tax contribution, and you can do that every year if you want to add those contributions every year to that Roth.
So would you pay taxes on the conversion?
You don't pay taxes because you don't get a deduction when you put it in, so it's already after tax, and there's no penalty for converting. So there's no 10% penalty or anything. You're just putting it into a traditional after tax, and then immediately converting it in-house to a Roth IRA.
Very nice.
And to touch on that point, Ingrid said, it's a common misconception that we hear all the time. Oh, I make too much money. I was told I can't have a Roth. Like she said, that's not correct. There's an income limit to be able to make a direct contribution, which is what we just went over, that backdoor Roth by converting it. But a lot of times, if you're at that point, you've already been told your contribution to a traditional IRA or a tax deferred type of account, those aren't deductible contributions. So same thing, with the Roth IRA, they're non-deductible, which is why they're going to be non-taxed or penalized when you're converting it over, because it's something you're making out of pocket.
That's good stuff there.
So everyone can have a Roth IRA. I don't want to hear that excuse, right?
Yeah, everyone.
You should have that like a sticker up here, like a quote. Everyone can have a Roth IRA.
Yes.
We got our buddy Val Satir from New York being funny this morning. Hey Val, what's going on? Because I have a question for Scott. How do you look so great? Thank you, Val.
That for us.
Answer
that for us.
I look so good because I'm surrounded by beautiful people.
Oh.
Good one.
Yeah, hang on a second. We don't have the dun. Anyway, we get the drum roll, but anyway, that's a funny thing. Val's out of New York. There you go. Yay! Appreciate it, Val. Funny guy. Happy New Year to you, brother. Love you. That's a good thing. Of people know they can roll it over or reconvert it basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a Roth IRA and stuff like that. And I know that we won't get into this now because I think this is one of Quincy's favorite discussion, inherited IRA.
Right.
Yep.
Him and Walter go back and forth on that.
And you'll get a little bit of that for the online boot camp if you register first. So Quincy will be discussing that, and we'll probably have him here in Austin give some classes on the inherited IRAs.
Yeah, because that's worth. I saw a picture pop up this morning. A year ago, I was on the Financial Friends Network cruise.
Okay.
And I was cracking up about the notice about hearing them go back and forth about inherited IRA,
Right.
back and forth like that. So that was good stuff there.
Yeah, they can go back and forth for that for a while. So.
Oh.
Then you throw in Jeff Watson and John Heyer on there.
Yep.
You're not having. I noticed I didn't see a panel on there, which is good.
But it
it's going to run over. We can't. Yeah, it's going to have to be like Keaton was saying, a week.
Yeah, you'd have to have 5 days for a panel with those 4 people all together.
Uh-huh. Now, is Jeff Watson moving to Dallas? Somebody said he was going to be making more appearances.
I think he's going to be doing part-time in Dallas. Yeah, he's going to be in Dallas a lot more. So
cool. And then John Heyer's moving to Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
Costa
Rica, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Okay, I saw one or the other. Yeah,
Tax benefits down there, exactly. What are you guys? You guys have some goals for the year 2019 besides this location? Any personal goals? Throw a wild card at you there.
Yeah, I mean, I want to travel to 3 places outside of the United States within the year 2019.
Okay, so. Mexico count?
Yeah, it can count if I wanted to count. If I only got to 2 other places, but I think I won't have an issue with that. I'm really excited to expand my culture and see what else is out there in the world besides just daily life here in America.
Daily life here in America. There you go. Ingrid?
I agree with you on that one. Definitely travel more.
You travel a ton already.
I do, but I want to travel more.
You are a very traveled person.
Uh-huh.
So travel more. I definitely want to read. I want to get back into reading, so I want to read a book a month. That's just some of the personal stuff. What else did I have?
Way more ambitious than me. I said 3 to 5 books in the year.
3 to 5. Well, one a month, but I didn't tell you how short they can be.
They can be short.
It
It can be very short. Nobody said bathroom books did not count.
No,
okay?
no one said that.
That's good stuff there. What are the questions? Lisa, you got any more questions there? Shannon, you have any questions? No? We're good on that stuff there? You guys, what's been the biggest surprise so far since you guys opened the office here? I know that's out of the left field there.
Yeah, I would say definitely the influx of the type of client investor, whether they're client quest or just investor period. The questions are different. Just noticing that the market here in Austin and the surrounding Central Texas area is a little bit different than what we're used to in Houston or Dallas.
Right.
So that opened our eyes definitely for sure for the end of last year going into this year, which we're actually excited about because it means just there's new ways to bring in business, new ways to advertise, and new people to meet. So
it is definitely different. mixture, not the whole keep Austin weird aspect of things,
Yeah.
but it is a different mentality. I think a little bit.
It's a little different, yeah, because I was used to working in the Houston office and both the Dallas office as well, and the market here it's a lot different. So we have to kind of come up with a different approach here in Austin.
Because the real estate market's so different here.
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
really, really overpriced compared to a lot of other areas.
Right. Houston and Dallas. I mean, it's very, very quick. It's I wouldn't say necessarily cutthroat, but you can get things done a lot quicker in the Houston, Dallas markets when it comes to your real estate closings than you can in the Austin market, just simply because everybody kind of likes the due diligence here is way higher or at a higher regard than it is in Houston and Dallas. Not in a bad way, but just simply that they like to take more time, double, triple check in their, closings and documents and, inspections and things like that.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Stephanie commented on Ingrid's goal. Says, it's okay, Ingrid. We understand the desire to travel and experience the world. It's a big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is there. But that's the beautiful thing. Like last year, I was in Spain on a cruise ship, and we were able to get a deal done
Nice.
through paying the expensive internet.
Yeah, right.
On the
That
Disney
internet
cruise
is
ship.
very slow.
But I was
and
able to
expensive.
get a deal done through the thing.
That's just to make a point right there. I mean, a lot of people think that you have to be there. You have to have or original documents, wedding signatures, and everything to close the deal. You close the deal while you're in Spain. Yeah, you got to pay a little extra for the internet, but was it worth getting that internet deal before just missing out on it because you're on vacation?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So don't ever think that where you're at, what you're doing, whether you have internet connection or you need to be there live in person is something that needs to happen to close the deal. Because as I've said multiple times on here, our customer service is unmatchable. And on top of that, we fund faster than anybody in the nation. So stay on top of it, get with us, and we'll make sure we get everything done for you.
No, I have a question for you. You have, when people are filling out documents, one of the things I like to do is I'll fill out basically most of the quest documents for people.
Right.
So it saves one less question, or like, what do I fill out?
Right.
Okay. So if I fill out like a private placement, a private investment form for them, and then I send it to them and say, hey, you got to sign this, and then email that in.
Right.
Mhm.
They often have to get an electronic document signed as well.
So
Usually.
yeah, for that, normally we'll send an electronic signature. So if they can't send it in, the wedding signature, they can just submit it electronically. We do it through our sign.
Okay.
We upload the document, we get their signature, and then we're able to fund it.
So they don't have to refill out the document. You just basically take the document they sent over, re-upload it, and resend it back to them for electronic.
correct.
Exactly.
If we need an additional signature or
Okay.
anything from them at that point. But yeah, it's pretty simple, right? The paperwork is a direction of investment form. It's what every custodian will require. And depending on the deal that you're doing, if it's a private entity, if LLC, joint venture, we'll need a subscription agreement, joint venture agreement. If it's a note that you're doing, we'll need the promissory note. And if it's real estate, we obviously will need that contract. And the direction of investment is something that every IRA custodian will require.
Yeah, it's not
So
difficult.
it's not difficult.
No.
Not at all. It's straightforward information. All of our internal documents, I mean, the boxes are asking you exactly what you need.
Yep.
So it's your name, your account number, the amount invested, the name of the investment, and that's for the most part the basic of it. But I mean, the other stuff that we request, it's something that you request from the managing member of the LLC, JV, or if it's a note, you're obviously going to be the lender, so you're more than likely drafting it up with your attorney. Or if you're the borrower, all we need is a copy of it if it's secured.
Yeah, and it's a fillable PDFs,
Yes.
so it's really easy. You don't have to print it out to fill it all out there. If you got Adobe Acrobat, it's easy enough to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And with that, I mean, to touch on that as well, I mean, if you're getting an account established, you're a new account or you're a new client, you want to open an account with Quest or fund a deal for the first time on your brand newly opened account that you haven't funded. Keep in mind that time frame is usually a little bit longer simply because we have to get the account open and the money moved over. But factor that into your first investment whenever you're opening an account and you want to fund it through your IRA. Make sure that whenever you call in and you speak with one of us or any of the other certified IRA specialists, that you ask, what's the time frame of getting the account open, money moved before I can invest it? That way, you're not moving closing dates, you're not extending closing times on notes, and you're not missing the cutoff of escrow for a private placement deal.
That's a good question. Do you see what's the average rollover time frames? Because that's one big thing when you're out there talking with investors,
Right.
and they're worried about their money in their 401k or an old 401k that's sitting out there from a previous job or an IRA with a bank or something like that, and rolling the money over into Quest. Where do you see? It's not simultaneously. First and foremost, for somebody to, if it's in funds, they've got to sell out of those funds and put it into cash, and that's going to take at least 3 business days.
Right.
and then rolling it over from like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, or Scott, something like that, what do you see as average time frames?
So those that you just mentioned usually take a little bit longer than the normal. Let's say some of the bigger ones like Fidelity or Charles Schwab, they usually move pretty fast. So I would say on those average 3 to 5 business days
Okay.
For them to send the funds. If it's going to be from some other companies, maybe require a medallion stamp. So they want to verify your signature. You have to add extra steps on there. Go to a local, one of their local bank branches to get that. So that may delay the process there. So I would say some of custodians take about a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
When it's coming from a 401k or an employer plan, those usually tend to take longer. So if you think you're going to want to do a deal here sometime soon, I would say start that process as soon as possible. You can get that account open here with us within 24 to 48 hours. The paperwork takes like 5 to 10 minutes to complete.
Right.
We can get you an account number reserved. That way you start requesting or completing the paperwork from your current 401k, thrift savings plan, whatever the employer plan it is that you have, so you can start requesting those funds over. But I would say from an employer plan, a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks.
A little more.
Some of them still send checks too, don't
Right.
they?
Some of them only send checks. Yeah, some
Those
of them only
cheeky
send checks
bastards.
with.
No, yeah, I've had clients, that have run through that issue before. Simply because they're trying to get an account open, move the money from this, stagnant sitting 401k they haven't done anything with, and fund a deal within a 2-week period. But the other custodian's going to send a check in regular mail. We all know USPS is as quick as possible. And then we have a 5-day hold on the checks as well. So that's another thing they want to keep in mind. There's a 5-day business hold because it's a check. We have to make sure it clears on our side and their side. But anything after that, that's the longest you'll ever have to wait to get an account established, funded, and investment funded. After that, we stick by our funding times, 24 to 48 hours. That also obviously corresponds with the correspondence. Make sure you're on top of it. Make sure you get on top of your borrowers, your sellers, the real estate agents, and escrow guys. So we'll get it done within 2 days on our time, as long as all the correspondence is key.
As long as the other boxes are checked.
Yeah, we'll have everything done quicker than you can get an answer from somebody else.
Any mistakes that you see clients making on a regular basis?
Oh, one of them that I want to point out is whenever you're rolling over funds from a 401k, some people will just have that 401k company mail the check directly over to them. So let's say I request a rollover and I say, hey, just make that check made payable to Ingrid Chavez. So I'll get that check, but the company will withhold 20% of that.
Right.
So if I had $100,000 in that 401k, I'm only going to get a check for $80,000. And then I have 60 days to be able to deposit those funds into an IRA for me not to pay that penalty. But then at that point, that custodian is going to process the distribution for $100,000, right? You only get a check for $80,000. So you're only putting $80,000 back into the account. Now the IRS is going to say, where's the rest? Where's the remaining $20,000? So you have to come out of pocket at that point. And we've had some clients who haven't consulted with us and have done that process, and maybe they'll have to pay a lot more in the taxes because they're not able to come up with $40,000 right away to put into there.
That's why it's important to tell them it's a transfer in kind, right?
Make sure to tell them to
Direct
make that
rollover.
check payable directly to their Quest account. That's why we always give them the account number and everything ahead of time once they complete the paperwork so they can start that process. So if you make it made payable directly to that custodian that you're sending the funds to, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
It's just a custodian to custodian at that point.
The 20% she was mentioning, it's a mandatory withholding. So it's not like they're doing it to be mean or to pick on you, but 20% withholding is mandatory if you're moving it from a qualified plan to your own name. So make sure that you use the correct verbiage, that you're going to do a direct rollover to another IRA.
And even if you get that check mailed directly to you, because some companies will only mail that check over to the mailing address they
that's
have.
just cheeky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's okay if they send it directly to you, but if it's made payable to the Quest account, just forward it over. You're not going to have that problem. So
Right. But always tell them,
I always, every single time I have a client rolling over from a 401k, I say, make sure that check is made payable to the custodian.
Right.
it's a big thing. When I was an ex-banker, people get all bent on it. Well, I want to make it myself. Well, we got to withhold.
Yeah, exactly.
Get hold of taxes.
Exactly. No, yeah. It's again, verbiage is the biggest thing, making sure. And if you're going through that situation and you've already spoken with your IRS specialist here at Quest, call us back. We would rather tell you that again 3 or 4 times before you run into the issue of having that 20% taken out, because a lot of times it's a big chunk of money in a 401k that you're finally moving over. So that could be a pretty big penalty that you've got to pay on top of whatever else you might have to pay at the end of the year for taxes. So.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Any other questions out there from those that are watching live on Facebook? Any other guests got a question?
Comment about that rollover,
Mhm.
because Quest opened the account for me in advance, and then I was able to just get PIA, Bradford, whoever, to send the check directly to Quest, and it was a seamless transaction.
Right.
So
That's
Yeah.
perfect example of doing it the correct and easy way. Getting your account open. We got you the account number. You provided it to TIA CREF. They cut a check in the name of the IRA, got it over to us with no issues because you took all the correct steps in the beginning.
Any other events that you guys have rock and rolling here in the first quarter? You've got $1 trillion mixers here. Of course, they have them in Dallas and Houston as
Right,
well.
Right, exactly.
And then you have what's the live stream that they do is it Tuesday?
So tomorrow we actually have our Houston classes. So yeah, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Those are live stream, or you can go to our Houston office. And we're also having our $1 trillion mixer tomorrow night as well. So you're doing a panel discussion there. Guys are more than welcome to go check that out on the website. And then Dallas is going to have theirs on Wednesday. They do a lunch and learn as well. So theirs is going to be from 12 to 1 and ours is on Thursday. Other big events, I would say Dallas is having a March Madness event. So they're putting that event together in March. So that's going to be a fun one. It's a little different one there. And like I said, we're planning all the other events here soon. So.
Yeah. Still the first
Definitely
week of
coming
January,
out
so
with a
we're
list
pretty
of that.
excited. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you guys will also be
We have
speaking
a lot in the works.
on our virtual note buying workshop the weekend of Valentine's. Fall in love with notes in your IRAs.
Yes.
Was it last Valentine's Day? I showed up with the scarf.
Yes.
Oh,
Let's see what I can use here.
Yeah, we were breaking some glasses there for wine. Yes, it was funny. I wonder if Rebecca's got that scarf with the heart sitting
The
around.
little,
sure.
it was a
Yeah.
little red one.
I remember that. That was a great picture to see.
What do
Mhm.
you have coming up? Do you have
We've got the Valentine's Day weekend workshop, the 15th, 16th, 17th, or 16th, 17th, and 18th. That's the weekend after that. And then we've got April, we'll have our mastermind, probably
Where are you
around,
having that?
probably
always
here
just
locally.
Oh, okay.
Locally, since we had it in we had the Cape Coral one in December.
Right.
Lisa, did you have a good time in Cape Coral? A lot of fun. A lot of good
Yeah.
people, exactly. We are going to be doing, still trying to finalize dates for a note meetup group here in Austin. We talked a little bit about that a week ago. Still
Right.
looking at schedule. We'll make
We'd
sure
love to have that here.
we will have that here. You
Oh.
know that. We will have that
Yeah.
here. I know that's the caveat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't
You're
have it
having-
unless it's here.
We
It has
got
to be at
we
the
got
Quest
plenty of
office.
room in here for everyone. So
So we're doing that. We're pretty stoked. We've got like February, I'll be in San Diego for Traffic and Conversion Summit, and we'll be doing a lot of individual, like live podcast events like this
nice.
in person. So San Diego, we'll have one in Kansas City this quarter as well. Probably one in Houston at the office there.
Yeah.
There's a couple others I'm thinking of. Oh, Orlando. We've got a couple in Orlando because I'm
Okay.
speaking at PodFest 2019 this year.
Podfest. That's
Pretty
fun.
excited it is. Yeah. Be about 1,000 podcasters at it.
That's crazy.
About 12 real estate people at it.
Oh yeah, I know, right? All the other podcast people, podcast personalities.
It is a lot, but we've trying to narrow down. Shannon's got a better idea. We've got a lot of things lined up with other people too. We're helping out with it. Some of the same people we work with on a regular basis.
Okay.
Magnify Your Wealth. You guys will be at Aaron Young's event out in San Diego
Right.
for that. We're really excited about 2019. We're making
So are we.
It's a whole lot of things that can happen this year. So
Yeah.
we're pretty pumped too.
Make it the
exactly
best.
make it the best.
Yes.
And I think that's probably the best way to start it off. Make 2019 the best, right? Can we say that?
Make it the best. It's a clean slate. You can do whatever you want. You can set goals for yourself, no matter how far fetched they might seem. You have an entire year to accomplish them. So don't let anything get in your way.
Is there a best number for people to reach out to you guys here in the Austin market? It's 512
You
something.
want to give them your direct extension?
Yeah, I can give you my direct extension. It's 281. It's going to be the main number. 281-492-3434.
Oh, hang on a second. Help if I hit the number. Sorry. One again.
281-492-3434. And my personal extension is 3615.
3615.
Yes, sir.
That's the Keaton hotline.
Keaton hotline. The Kiwi hotline.
So Keaton's the guy to go to if you're interested in setting up an account or anything. He handles all that. So he'll walk you through the first step to the point that we are getting ready to fund your transaction. At that point, he'll get you over to Michael or somebody else.
So let's talk about that before we wrap. You got 3 other people that are working
Yes.
here. They're busy right now doing things.
We're with clients.
You got Michael.
Michael, hello.
Who else is here?
We also have Adria, who's part of our auditing department. And then we have Katie, who handles the transfers, but she actually just came on to be a full IRA specialist.
Oh,
So,
congratulations,
yep.
Katie.
She's certified as well. So
Yeah,
she
she
was
just
going
passed
to be.
her certification as well recently.
That's awesome. She started as an intern here too, didn't she?
She did. In Houston.
Katie, want to reach out and say hi? No? She's like, I don't like being on camera.
She does not like being on camera.
I mean, while we wait for her to come out, I mean, she's the third now of CISPs that we have here in Austin. So we have 3 of our 5 staff. Michael will be taking it this year. So
Nice.
he's pretty pumped about that.
Come on, say hi,
Come on,
Katie.
Katie.
People see it. Oh, come on, one more, a little bit.
So get
There
to
we
know
go.
Katie
There we
and
go.
Keaton. So we're your Austin representatives here. We're more than happy to help you with anything. But if you're not in Austin, Keaton helps clients all over the U.S. too. So will Katie. So any questions out there?
Good stuff.
Ask
For
us.
sure.
Good stuff. Steph says one thing. Thanks, Katie. She goes, Kiwi Hotline. I love that. Thank you, Keaton. And congrats, Katie, from Stephanie there. There you go. Good stuff there. All right. Well, I think that's a great spot to kind of wrap it up. Once again, direct line. Need to open the account. It's 281-492-3434, extension 3615.
Yes, sir.
Get Keaton directly. Or Keaton.Munster@questtrust.com as well, right?
Yes, and I also forgot to mention, we just discussed this in the meeting prior to this. So if you open an account from now until the online bootcamp date, you get a free online bootcamp ticket.
Oh, hang on. That's big. Hang on. Let's put that up there. That's a big one. Wait till the very end,
Yeah.
Ingrid.
Hey, it's a good promo though.
Open new account.
Oh, yeah, if you open any new account from now until January 18th, you get a free online bootcamp ticket. So
One free ticket.
That's a big one. Let's put
Yeah.
that up there. Exactly. Open new account, get bootcamp ticket. That's a good one.
Perfect
Once,
time to have the podcast, considering that was just discussed this
same
morning.
promo code.
you know, we tried.
Yeah.
We tried. And once again, the dates are January 18th through the 20th. It's a Friday through Sunday.
And promo code Money Mondays.
Money Mondays. Awesome. And I think that is a great way to wrap it up for the day. Huh, everybody?
Appreciate it, Scott.
Thank you guys, as always.
Thanks, man.
Was this fun?
Yeah, it
We got to do this a little bit more every once in a
Yes,
while,
very,
huh?
very more often.
We'll get with more people in the crowd, but we're very thankful for the crowd that showed up.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoy the tacos and the coffee. There we go. All right. Good bacon. We were talking about the
Yeah.
bacon. I know Michael's in there eating like his 3rd taco.
He keeps walking out of his office.
Nom, 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 nom. All right, guys. Well, hey, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Note Closer Show. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Do us a huge favor watching this online. Hit the share button to share it across your platform. If you're watching this on YouTube or Vimeo, leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. If you're listening to this on iTunes or any of the other 20-plus audio platforms, give us a like, give us a 5-star review, and make sure to subscribe so you get notified of new episodes as they are downloaded. As always, you can check out previous episodes by going to the home site, WeCloseNotes.com, and checking out the podcast. But otherwise, thank you again so much for being here. Enjoy your Monday. Happy Money Mondays, everybody, right?
Yes, sir.
Happy Money
Monday
Mondays. We're enjoying our coffee from our sweet cups here. That's
Yes,
Scott
yes.
gave
There
us,
you
so-
go. A little Christmas. There's not the champagne in there, but anyway,
Just the
just the
good brown
coffee.
stuff.
Your closing deals, you got to have closing a cup, right?
Yep. you do.
Exactly.
There we go. All right, guys. We'll see you all at the top, everybody. Bye.
Bye.